Knucklehead and the products. Making the deals is top dollars. Popping our collars, making these haters wanna holler. Shit, they telling me that crime don't pay.
I don't know if I really chose martial arts or martial arts chose me. I don't know how it all really happened. I was always the runt getting picked on in school. I was from a real small country school. Went to a one-room school up till 6th grade. And then I went to the big town, which was, our big town was 3,000 people. And I was always the runt getting picked on, and I got picked on, and then I got in fights. I got fights in 7th and 8th grade, and I got expelled from school a little bit. Then I went in high school, and I got in some more fights, and I got kicked out of school for almost permanently kicked out of school for fighting. I got a lot of fights in high school, and but then I got into wrestling in high school. I wrestled in high school for 4 years. Went to state my senior year, and was always interested in martial arts. Joined the Marine Corps right out of high school. In the Marine Corps, I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 4 amateur boxing matches, and then I trained with the Marine Corps wrestling team. I was always doing something with combatives, whether it was, I mean, I've done various things. I was always dabbling with whether it be boxing or Aikido or Wing Chun. I was always wanting to learn if somebody knew some martial arts. I was wanting to learn what they knew, and so I've always had these little experiences. But mostly, my main things that I focused on at first was the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the boxing, and then I lost my first 2 amateur fights, and in the Marine Corps, one guy I actually fought. I think his name's I think it's Jeff Cox or something, but I met him at my second UFC fight when I fought Anthony Johnson. He was actually fighting there in the UFC. He was my second amateur fight, but I fought a lot of amateur fights after that. And October 15th, 2005, I turned pro, and I started fighting professionally. And I've had lots of managers along the way, but now I kind of manage myself. I work with certain people as friends, but I'm not managed by anybody. Nobody really manages me. I'm not signed to anybody, but I'm out here in Thailand. Moved out here with my wife. Convinced her to take this crazy adventure and see what happens, and hoping to travel the world and fight. And I've already fought in Hawaii 3 times, Nova Scotia, Quebec, Singapore, England, Ecuador, Costa Rica. Just want to keep traveling and fighting them. See the world. I like Tiger Muay Thai. It's a great gym. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know who you're gonna meet. Oh, when I was back in America, it was very difficult. I mean, for the last 3 years in America, I was working 55 minimum, 55 to 65, sometimes 70-hour weeks. So it was very difficult training after you work a 12, 13-hour day. It's very difficult to want to go train, 2-3 hours. But some nights I would do it and I'd just be exhausted. But now here I have no excuses. There are no more excuses. It's just training. Everything is training. Everything is focused on training. Everything's focused on my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling, ice baths, stretching. Everything's for MMA here. So I'm very appreciative of that, and it's a great environment for fighters. What do I want to get from this? I just want to I think I just want to keep going. See where it goes. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I just want to keep fighting and see what happens. It's fighting when you're training it and you're doing it full time and you're not having to work a job, a crazy hours. When you're able to live this and do this as a passion, it's awesome, and I just want to see where it takes me. I've had job offers, really good paying job offers for teaching, but I said no because I still want to fight. So later in the future, I would be maybe open to maybe teaching. But right now, I still want to fight. Right now, I want to still fight and travel the world and maybe do some seminars here and there. But I'm just gonna keep fighting and see what happens. Maybe I'll fight in some bigger shows down the road. You can't train, you know, 8, 9 hours. You can train 8 or 9 hours a day because I've done it, but it's very hard. But you can't train that every day, you know. So it's so what I'm doing also is I'm managing myself. I talk to promotions from all over the world. I talk to probably 30 to 40 different promoters a week, and it's very hard. I have a way that I organize this, but so I talk to people from all over the world all the time about seminars, about fighting, about staying in places, and I'm fortunate that I have a good wife that's going to put up with this, so she will allow me to do this. She teaches English here in Thailand, so we're hoping to stay here for long. We're hoping to stay here for long term. So. Oh, as a child, I don't know. As a child, I always liked the Rocky, like the Rockies. I was a big fan of the Rockies. Big fan of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Any of the fight movies. You know, I was a big fan of all of them. And for MMA, I respect a lot of the fight. I respect George St. Pierre. Respect even lots of guys from my hometown, like that are studs that came up in the sport. Jake Ellenberger, from Ryan Jensen. These are guys that came from small town Omaha. Well, what I consider small town. It's only 1 million people, but come from Omaha, Nebraska, and they get in the big show in the UFC and stuff. So. Ryan Roberts, another big name. Those guys like that inspire me to keep going and keep fighting. Boxing practice, Muay Thai. There's also there's wrestling practice and there's Jiu-Jitsu. I have favorite techniques for each of them. But I would say my favorite technique is I like Superman punch. I like Superman punch. I like bicycle kicks. I like Darce chokes. I like takedowns, double leg takedowns. I love wrestling. Wrestling is a grind. Wrestling is the toughest sport here at Tiger Muay Thai. It's the toughest sport in general. If you can wrestle and make it through wrestling practice here, then you can make it through any class here. The rest of the classes will seem easier at Tiger Muay Thai, but wrestling practice is by far the hardest practice, I think, in my opinion.